Welcome to the last lecture of week 5. We have been discussing costing in social innovation in this week. We have discussed the costing models, what is the importance of costing in social innovation, and how imperative it is to have a good planned budget for the costing. In this week, the last lecture, I will try to discuss social impact assessment, and some light would be shed on financial planning. The contents would go in this way. We will try to have a quick introduction on what is financial planning, though we have discussed it in the previous lectures, but small lines over it would be taken. Then importance of financial planning and budgeting in social innovation, principles of financial planning. Financial reporting process is very important. When we try to say financial reporting, we try to make reports, we try to use balance sheets, how are these done and what are the tools for it, that we will try to see, because we are talking about industry 4.0, leveraging the technology in financial planning is very important. Then measuring social impact in social innovation, that is SIA, that would also be discussed. Some challenges and framework for the measurement of the social impact, then building a measurement plan, then also we will try to see a case where all these things are implemented and how they are running their organization well planned. Financial planning. Financial planning and budgeting in social innovation initiatives involve the strategic management of financial resources to support and drive positive social impact. It is the process of carefully and thoughtfully allocating financial resources to achieve specific social objectives and missions effectively. Financial planning and budgeting play a crucial role in assuring the success, sustainability, scalability of social innovation projects. This was just a recall what we did in the last 3 lectures. Now, certain principles of financial planning for social impact. Financial planning for social innovation initiative is guided by a set of principles that ensure the effective and responsible management of financial resources to achieve positive social outcomes. These principles include mission alignment and social objectives, that is clear understanding of the organization's mission, financial decisions aligned with social goals, that is mission is the most important keyword here. Multi-stakeholder collaboration, which means engaging diverse stakeholders in financial planning. Stakeholders could be the investors, could be the users, it could be the owners of the company, it could be the group or the team that you are working with, it could be the operators or anyone. Building partnership for collective vision because as I said in the previous slides as well, that transparency is very important in social innovation. When transparency is there, all the stakeholders are very much aware of what is the final goal. It is not generally the profit, though profit would definitely come along, but what is the collective vision that should be taken into account all the time. Then evidence based decision making, that is the well planned structured data should be there, so that evidence based decision is taken. For this the models were discussed. Data driven financial choices, efficient resource allocation and impact measurement are the components which are taken in the evidence based decision making. Then assessing needs and goals, though mission goals were already there, but now the needs, that is the dividing the mission into the small work bedroom structures further. That is, we conduct a comprehensive need assessment, that what kind of the requirement are we trying to fulfill. Then we try to define specific and measurable goals, ensuring they are smart. Stakeholder analysis and engagement, that means all the stakeholders, stakeholders might be again beneficiaries, government agencies, NGOs, investors, community organizations. So, these all are to be identified. Then we foster collaboration and support. The measurements that we take should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, relevant, and moreover these should be time bound. Which means impact measurement and financial decision making integrates impact measurement into financial planning. Select relevant impact metrics, use impact data to allocate resources for maximum social benefit. That is, the relevant impact metrics could be developed in both in the terms of the qualitative and quantitative means. Funding landscape for social innovation projects. From wherever the fundings could be fetched, they could be applied to. There are diverse funding resources which are available. I would not say resources, these are sources of fund. Government grants, that is grants from local government, maybe the district level or maybe the state level, chief minister could be approached, or maybe we can have a regional funding for a rural area or so, or maybe national level funding agencies also provide some support to social causes. Then impact investors. Investors who prioritize social impact alongside financial returns are always there. Their interest is generally profit, but there are investors who also like to have more social impact. Then foundations. Foundations, that is funding from private or corporate foundations that align with the initiative's mission. And CSR, corporate social responsibility programs, in which companies that invest social and environment initiatives, 2% of their profit is to be shared as CSR. This is a mandate from the government of India which is running. Crowdfunding. Crowdfunding means we try to have the fund collection drives and we try to have a crowdfunding, people who try to understand what is the need of the social innovation. Is it benefiting something? Are the unserved people or underserved people being addressed? So, crowdfunding is also there, where people try to give specific fund for the cause that you are trying to portray there. Then social finance tools. When we are talking about the financial reporting, then social finance tools are there. Social finance is a field that uses financial tools to achieve social goals. There are a number of social finance tools that can be used to support social innovation projects. A few important tools are mentioned here, such as social impact bonds, SIBs. These are used in which investors collaborate to finance programs with measurable social outcomes. That is, the bonds are written with the investors and the people who are actually going to employ the system to the society. Then pay for success, this is PFS models. PFS models means these align financial incentives with impact achievements, attracting socially minded investors. Community investment funds, that is pool capital for community members to support local projects is done, and these are very useful to collect the money from more number of people. Importance of financial reporting. Financial reporting is an important aspect which is a crucial aspect, I would say, of social innovation initiatives to communicate, because transparency socially, so that the intentions are not bad and there is nothing fishy in there, transparency is always there. So, that is why financial performance and impact outcomes to stakeholders is always kept, and financial reporting is one of the most important aspect of the social innovation initiatives. So, it provides transparency, accountability, insights into initiatives, financial health, that is number one, and progress towards achieving the objectives, and also we are able to build up the trust, faith among society. There are certain components of financial reporting, that is income statements are there, which could be made public, which could be at least be given to the audit agencies. These income statements presents the revenue, the expenses and the net income or loss over a specific period. Then balance sheet is there. Balance sheet means it summarizes the assets, liabilities, equity, which means it provides a snapshot of the initiative's financial position. Cash flow statements, which means it shows cash inflows and outflows. Which indicates initiatives' ability to meet financial obligations. These are a few components of financial reporting. Now, there is a process of financial reporting, if we say. Financial reporting process consists of the following steps. Number one is data collection. That is, we gather financial data from various sources, that is accounting records, receipts, invoices are all collected. Then verify data accuracy and completeness to ensure reliable reporting. Step 2 becomes preparation of the financial statements. That is, we prepare the income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement using the collected data, which are the components which we discussed in the previous slide. Organize the information in a clear and standardized format. Data analysis and interpretation. That is, we analyze the financial statement to identify trends, patterns and financial performance indicators. Also, we interpret the data to gain insights into initiatives' financial health. This calls the need of data analysis. Impact measurement and integration is a step 4, where impact measurement is taken, impact metrics are to be developed, which are developed from the financial data. These are used to demonstrate the initiative's social outcomes and cost effectiveness. We need to show how financial decisions align with impact goals. External audit is optional, but it is recommended because internally whatever we are doing, we are trying to look at the same sheet day and out. An external person with a different vision, different viewpoint would come to conduct an external audit, and they are independent auditors to verify the accuracy and reliability of financial information. So, generally the social organizations have the friends or collaborations with the similar social organizations who try to have a casual financial audits, which are external audits. So, audit provides an additional layer of credibility and assurance to stakeholders. This credibility is taken if the audit is taken by an accredited auditor. For example, AGUP audit in the state of Uttar Pradesh in India. Then leveraging technology for social innovation, financial planning. Financial technology, fintech, refers to innovative technology solutions that enhance financial services and processes. In the context of social innovations, fintech tools offer new opportunities for efficient financial planning and management. By leveraging fintech solutions, social innovation organizations can make it easier to collect donations, make payments, track their financial performance and so on. This is very useful to the organizations and they become more efficient and effective in their work. How does this work? There are certain technologies which are there. Majorly 5 technologies are mentioned here. Number 1 is digital technologies. Number 2 is online fundraising and crowdfunding. Number 3 is financial management software and budgeting tools. Number 4, data analytics for impact measurement, and blockchain technology for transparency and accountability. Let us try to talk about all of these one by one. Digital technologies. Digital payment platforms provide secure and convenient method to send and receive funds electronically. Digital technologies, as we know, which do payments through Google Pay. We try to receive payment on Google Pay. We try to use QR code, we try to use accounts, phone numbers to do, we use Paytm or any third party softwares like these. Now, banks like State Bank of India have come up with apps like YONO. So many digital payment technologies and receiving technologies are there. Now, the advantages of social innovations using digital technologies is that speed and efficiency. It facilitates the faster transactions and reduce administrative burden. That means the statements are created by itself, because anything that you are transferring electronically is tracked or is recorded there itself. So, transparency, because we enable real time tracking of financial flows, so it promotes accountability. Inclusion. Inclusion means it reach beneficiaries in remote areas who have limited access to the traditional banking. So, a volunteer or a person who is designated for this specific purpose can visit the remote areas and try to send the resources there, receive the resources there. So, this is all means the traditional banking is avoided. Second is the online fundraising and crowdfunding. Online fundraising platforms connect social innovation initiatives with a broader audience of potential donors and supporters. So, benefits of social innovation using these resources or these technologies are: number one is global reach. Anything happening in India, people who are not even residents of India, that is NRIs, can also try to support their own motherland. Now, global reach is there. This attract donors from different geographic locations, from diverse backgrounds. Then storytelling and impact. There are certain storytelling platforms which are developed where they tell the story, okay, there is a medical need for a specific person here, or there is a need where the floods have come in Punjab, the needs are there. So, people from diverse backgrounds do support in these kinds of the cases. Then engaging the community, that means we involve the supporters directly in the initiative success through crowdfunding campaigns. Then comes the financial management software and budgeting tools. These software streamlines budgeting, expense tracking and financial reporting processes. So, benefits for social innovations using these soft tools or platforms are budget accuracy, because detailed and accurate budgets could be generated while improving the resource allocation and while having a better decisions based upon it. Then real time monitoring, that is the financial performance in real time for better decision making is taken. Again, collaboration, it enables multiple stakeholders to access and collaborate on the financial data securely. Data analytics and impact measurement is also one of the technology or one of the tools that helps to measure and analyze the social impact initiatives. The advantages of this are evidence based decisions, because data analytics is used, the data insights to optimize strategies and resources is always there. Continuous improvement, the data analytics tells what is the performance or what is the report for the current month, what was there for the last 6 months or last years. So, what is the forecast that is coming for the coming months or so. So, continuous improvement is there because we can track what is happening. Impact reporting, then quantify and communicate social outcomes effectively to stakeholders, that is reporting is there. Blockchain technology, this is for transparency and accountability. So, it offers a decentralized and immutable ledger for financial transaction and impact data. Definitely enhanced trust is there, that means it builds trust among stakeholders through transparent and tamper proof records. Traceability is there, because we are using blockchain technology, it is easy to track the flow of funds and impact metrics all across the initiative could be seen. Confidence of the donor, we assure the donors that financial accountability and impact transparency is there. So, with this we can have long term sustainability planning for social initiatives. That means it helps to ensure that initiative will be able to continue to operate and achieve its social impact even after initial funding runs out. And also there are certain elements for sustainability for long term planning, which includes building a strong financial foundation. That means we build up the reserves to weather the financial challenges and we create a strong network of supporters. That is, we build up the relationship with the funding people, with partners, beneficiaries who can support the initiative, the social initiative over the long term. We develop a strong brand and reputation. In order to attract new supporters and donors, the financial reporting also helps to build up public awareness of the initiative or the social initiative that you are trying to build up. Measuring social impact of social innovations. Let us try to first understand So, in the context of social innovation, social impact refers to the positive or negative changes resulting from the implementation of the social innovation or the initiative that one has developed. It encompasses the tangible and intangible outcomes that the innovation brings to individuals, communities and society as a whole. Measuring social impact is vital to assess the effectiveness, efficiency and sustainability of social innovations. Now, understanding the social impact of an innovation allows us to evaluate effectiveness, efficiency and sustainability, optimize resource allocation and maximize benefits, enhance accountability and build credibility, learn and improve the strategies that we are using, inform policy and decision making, foster collaboration and collective impact. So, social impact measurements empowers innovators to create meaningful change and more just for an equitable society. That is, there are connections, the interconnected problems are there, the metrics are developed, sometimes impact measurement could also be expensive. So, there are certain challenges here. While measuring the social impact of any social innovation, it is very important for adapting and necessary restructuring the social initiatives. It has many challenges. The challenges could be complexity of social issues. When I say complexity, there are interconnected problems making or isolating the innovation impact difficult. For instance, if we are trying to improve the lives of women in rural areas or maybe in very remote areas, now tracking their life before this initiative was created is also important. For that, sometimes cultural hurdles could be there, where the men might not like to get the lives reported. So, complexity or internal connections in the problems could be there. Identifying appropriate metrics is very important. That is, there is no standard or no universal metric. Relevance of the metric with the issue or with the specific innovation or beneficiaries, it is different. Long term impact. Impact may take time to surface, that is, it requires patience in tracking. For instance, there might be a social initiative which are trying to have the education level improved for the primary schools. Primary schools means kids going in the primary schools. If students were studying in class 2, 3, 4 or 5, this impact would be finally be visible 5 years down the line. When they goes to class 10, they try to choose a better subject. So, sometimes the impact is long term. Cost of measurement, that means sometimes the measuring the impact can be expensive, but still it is vital, because we need to measure what we are doing. So, it cannot be ignored at all. To demonstrate the success or to identify where the failure is, this is imperative. Now, there are certain frameworks for social impact measurement of a social innovation. Some of the most common frameworks include social return on investment, SROI. Second is theory of change. Then we have RCTs, that is randomized controlled trials. Let us try to see these three. Social return on investment, which is a tool or which is a method that quantifies social, environmental and economic outcomes. It assigns monetary value to impacts, enabling cost benefit analysis. It measures how efficiently resources are converted into social value. It is suitable for initiatives aiming to demonstrate the value generated for stakeholders and society, and this emphasizes the financial equivalencies as well. Social return on investment. The steps involved in conducting social return on investment analysis include identifying the inputs, outputs and outcomes of social innovation, quantifying the social benefits of the social innovation in monetary terms. There are certain phases for it. So, this is an illustration given by the source that is mentioned here. There are certain phases. The phase 1 is scoping, what is the scope of your work, then profiling, that is little detailing of what you are trying to do, what impact you are trying to measure, and do you need to really study it for further benefit or just need to report it to yourself. Then assessment, taking the assessment finally, mitigation while studying the reports and monitoring it. There are certain benefits that the activities are optimized, then equitable and inclusive things are there, then negative impact is minimized, the community engagement is there, safety is ensured. So, certain impacts might be there. For example, it is given here the way of life, the culture, community, political, environmental, health, property, safety. So, this is SIA policy, social impact assessment. That is how it goes. Let us take an example here. In a community health clinic, the investment is rupees 1 lakh for financial resources and 50,000 is for staff and volunteer time, that is 1.5 lakh is the investment. Now, social value created, this value is the increased healthcare access, improved health outcomes and community empowerment. How has this been put into the monetary terms? This is important. For instance, now to take this amount, certain metrics might have been used, 5,50,000. For instance, for healthcare access, previously people might be spending a lot of amount of money to have an access to the healthcare itself, or maybe improved health outcomes are there. For instance, maybe government might be spending rupees 4 lakhs per year on the health of the people, which is now reduced to 1 lakh per year after this initiative is started. That means 4 lakh minus 1 lakh, 3 lakh per year is the social benefit. So, this comes here now. Now, SROI, how do we calculate it? SROI is equal to total social value created, that is 5,50,000 divided by total investment, that is 1,50,000. This turns out to be around 3.67. So, SROI, which means for each 1 rupee invested, the product has generated 3.67 rupees. Rupees 1 turns out to rupees 3.67 social value. That is social rate of investment more than 1 that means it is positive, and if this is less than 1 this is negative. So, that means here we have got 1 rupee proportionally giving 3.67 rupees of social value, which means social rate of investment is positive, and this is a cost effective investment in improving the community health and well-being. Next comes the theory of change. Theory of change is a powerful tool that outlines the causal pathway from inputs to outcomes in a social innovation. It is a way of understanding how a social innovation is expected to work and how it will achieve its desired outcomes. Creating a theory of change, the steps are: number 1, identify the problem that the social innovation is trying to solve. Then we try to define the desired outcomes of social innovation. Then we try to identify the inputs and activities that will be used to achieve the desired outcomes. Then we try to map the causal relationship between the inputs, activities, outputs and outcomes. So, this is a total or a long process. In general, what we try to do, we are trying to only have the mission, social mission and vision of that, objectives are laid out, activities, and we try to monitor them, then a framework is developed over it. So, there are a number of challenges associated with creating theory of change models, which include the difficulty of defining the problem and the desired outcomes. then difficulty of mapping the causal relationship between the inputs and activities to the outputs and outcomes, then time and resources required to create this is also a challenge. For this, it is important that we try to have a complete vision of what we are trying to do. That means, theory of change, though it is a dynamic framework that illuminates the sequence of cause and effect relationship while guiding a social innovations journey from inputs to outcomes, it provides a roadmap to comprehensively understand how change is envisioned and achieved. That means, we need to engage the stakeholders, that is, we need to collaborate with diverse stakeholders to capture different perspectives and insights into the innovations objectives. Then we need to identify assumptions, that is, we need to uncover key assumptions that underpin the innovations logic, which means identifying potential risks or challenges. Then map logical pathways, defining the sequence of actions, outputs and outcomes that lead to intended impact is to be mapped. Validation and iteration is important. Validation means we craft a visual model, and validation means we try to share the model with stakeholders, seek feedback. And whenever we try to present it, this to map the logical pathways or so, this is generally visual representation. Continuous monitoring, which means regular assessment of the progress or to gather the data or to adjust the theory that is developed for our innovation, is taken into account. Next comes randomized control trials. Randomized control trials, or RCT, is a random allocation process of putting people into either the trial group or the control group based on chance alone. This makes sure that each participant has the same chance of being put in any group. This reduces the bias, makes sure that the groups are the same in every way except for intervention being tried. To explain it, for example, there are number of patients here. We try to have a randomization of them. We try to have a treatment group and control group. That means, these are the group of the patients in which interventions are taken, and finally, we see how many patients are treated, how many patients are cured and how many are not cured yet. But this is just for the comparison, the down group, which is the control group, which is just for comparison. We try to see how many patients are cured in this case. So, this intervention and this comparison is tested using randomized controlled trials. The benefits of RCTs are, it provide a high degree of certainty about the results. RCTs are also relatively easy to understand and interpret. RCTs can be used to compare the effectiveness of different social innovations. Challenges here could be that it is expensive at times and it is time consuming to conduct, because we are trying to have more number of treatments or more number of experiments being conducted. RCTs can be difficult to implement in real world settings. That means, sometimes we cannot get big number of the data points as well. RCTs may not be feasible for all social innovations where the innovation or the people we are trying to study is very few, that is sometimes not feasible. Now, building a measurement plan for your innovation, though we have talked about 3 frameworks. Now, there are number of other frameworks which are available to have social impact assessment. We have already discussed the 3 popularly used frameworks here. So, for a well designed measurement plan, it is essential to effectively assess the impact of your social innovation. So, developing a comprehensive measurement plan for your social innovation, a structured approach has to be there. That is, we select the framework first. Now, we choose suitable framework or combine multiple frameworks for a holistic view. We try to define the outcome, that is, we should be clear with the social, environment and financial goals that we have in mind. Selecting the indicators within the framework The indicator, is it only monetary, is it only number of people, is it only number of people cured, and how do we measure those indicators, and these indicators should be aligned with the chosen frameworks. Data collection, that is establishing a process of data collection, responsibilities to the people who are involved, methods for data collection, is it online, offline, interviewing, questionnaire, and is it only data entry into the software. Then analysis and reporting, that in defining how data would be analyzed and shared transparently. Continuous improvement, that is incorporating monitoring and refinement mechanisms. This should always be there. Let us try to see this case of SEWA, that is Self-Employed Women's Association, which is a non-profit organization in our country aimed to empower women entrepreneurs in rural areas through microfinance. So, financial planning approach that they have conducted a comprehensive need assessment to understand the financial challenges faced by women in the target communities. They developed a tailored financial education program to improve financial literacy among beneficiaries. They created a sustainable budget that allowed for loans to be disbursed to women entrepreneurs with minimal interest rates. SEWA is now spread into 18 states of India, covering around 2.5 million informal women. The best part is that they have technology integration, that is to help the women to have services like savings and credit, healthcare, childcare, insurance, capacity building, communication services. They leverage mobile banking and digital payment platforms to facilitate loan disbursement to the women and repayment process. They have utilized a financial management software to track loan repayments and monitor the financial health initiative. This is a worker or an employee of SEWA who visits the rural areas or the specific areas that are under their access to make the women aware of all the services SEWA is providing. Then it implemented data analytics to measure the impact of microfinance and women's economic empowerment. It also has the FCRA account. That means even the foreign currency or foreign contribution could be taken. FCRA is Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, so which is not given to many organizations by the government of India, so that the foreign currency or foreign funds are not used for any unethical reasons, but SEWA does have this account. So, impact that SEWA has created is that it has increased access to credit, allowed women to start and expand their business, leading to improved household incomes. Financial literacy training empowered women to make informed financial decisions and build better financial futures. The initiative's success attracted impact investors and additional funding, enabling its expansion to more communities. That is why it is now in 18 states. To summarize this lecture, effective financial planning is essential for sustainable social innovation initiatives. Budget should be prepared wisely to optimize the cost and mitigate financial risks for maximum impact. The leveraging of technology like financial technology, fintech and blockchain for efficient and effective impact measurement is important. Social impact refers to changes resulting from innovations crucial to access effectiveness and sustainability. Frameworks like social return on investment, theory of change and RCTs provide rigorous evaluation methods. Social innovations have transformative potential, that is impact measurement, empowers decision making. With this, week 5 is over. We will meet in the next week where Professor Ram Kumar will discuss further on social innovation in Industry 4.0. Thank you.